Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Jess and I moved from Italy to Colorado almost 2 years ago. And this video is about some things that are completely different in the US than what they are in Italy that I demonized as soon as I moved here. Right after I landed here, I was still in an Italian mindset and I demonized a lot of stuff that are actually really nice. And I feel like a lot of people that move countries sometimes tend to demonize things that they're not used to, and that's what happened to me. But now that it's almost 2 years that I've lived here, I feel like these things became really nice. So it's time to start. But first, don't forget to like and subscribe and share the video. Let's start with number one. Pretty crazy, honestly, because it's drive-thrus. They're not a thing in Italy, okay? The drive-thrus you can find in Italy are McDonald's and Burger King. And once I moved here and I started seeing bank drive-thrus, pharmacy drive-thrus, all the fast food drive-thrus, I was shocked. In the beginning, I didn't really like them, and I feel like I really put them down because I was like, who will want to not go inside? I would prefer 100 times go inside. But after a couple of months that I started using them, I was like, you know, these are actually very nice, especially because, as you know, I live in Colorado and right now it's like 20 something degrees, so it's freezing. Let's say I have to go to a pharmacy, I just have to stay in my warm car, not freeze getting out of the car, parking, walking inside, and then walking back outside, turn on the car, that in the 5 minutes you've been gone froze. No, you just stay in the car, you drive, you get the stuff, gone. They're really nice. I know my list might sound like the weirdest stuff ever, but these are like all experiences that I never had, so to me it's all new and they're crazy and amazing. Lived for most of my life in a different country and then switching to another where things are completely different is making me reborn again, okay? This is why all these weird stuff are in my list, okay? Let's go on with number two. At number two, we have huge supermarkets. Walmart, Target, all those huge stores. I come from a little town where the biggest store had 4 employees that were my friends and my neighbors. Going from there to a huge store that has everything. I got a fishing license at Walmart. I didn't know you could do that. You can get grocery and you can get a fishing license. That's pretty shocking, especially coming from my place. And I feel like grocery stores, especially Walmart, I really demonized it in the beginning because I was like, oh, I miss my little grocery store. I don't want to go in a store that is huge. It's a corporate. I don't know where the stuff are. But right now, I love Walmart. I love that I can go in only one place and get everything I need. Because when I was in Italy, you wanted something, you have to go to one store. You wanted something else, you have to go to another store. I'm not saying that there's not little stores here, because there are a lot and I love them. I found a lot of ethnical stores that I adore. That's another thing that I love about here, that you can find basically whole ethnicities stores. I can go to a Korean grocery store, a Russian grocery store, a Mexican grocery store. It's so nice to have all that on hand. Meanwhile, if I wanted an avocado, I had to drive 30 minutes, okay? Because in my little town there was no avocados. And number 3, we have non-walkable cities. As soon as I moved here, I absolutely hated the fact that for everything I needed to do, I had to get on the car. But then, even if I were in Italy, okay, why would I walk to a grocery store? Like, let's be real. Even in Italy, I was using the car for everything. Because yes, everybody says in Italy everything is walking distance, and in Europe everything is walking distance. But unless you have to buy one apple, you don't walk to a grocery store. I mean, if you have only a couple things that a little bag can fit that is not heavy, you can walk there. But in the cold, in the winter, I'm not walking to a grocery store, okay? In the beginning, I was really upset about it. I was like,
oh, I cannot walk anywhere. If I walk around here in the US, I don't reach any point. I'm just in the middle of nowhere, surrounded by houses.
yeah, that's the same over there. I was really dumb in the beginning for thinking that. But that's the pretty thing about living in a different country where you were born, because initially I demonized everything because I missed my home and I missed Italy and I missed what I was used to. But now that I'm here and I got used to all these things, I'm actually very grateful, okay? Because it changed me, it changed the person that I am, it changed my perspective. This is how I would explain it, I guess. It made me a more open-minded person. Great. Surprise number 4 is air conditioning. Something that I deeply hated in the beginning, because in Italy there's this weird thing that if it's cold air, it gets you sick. Coming here and having air conditioning everywhere, going to stores and stuff with air conditioning, and it was cold, freezing. I feel like that's the only thing that I would change. Maybe I wouldn't turn it on that cold, especially in the summer, because I go from outside that is Alexa, turn on living room.
Okay.
Great. second time you go from being outside that is extremely hot to then being inside that is extremely cold, it always gave me a stomachache. I'm still not really used to that. That's another point that is super, but oh wait, so I love air conditioning now. I love it. I love it in my house. I love it in the summer because it's boiling hot. I don't know why Colorado goes from Antarctic cold during the winter and Amazonian hot during the summer, but it's dry, but at least it's not humid like that. I love it in my house. I love having air conditioning. I love it in my car, but I don't love how cold it is in restaurants. That's the only thing that I would change. But other than that, it's very nice. In the beginning, I believe that always would have made me sick. Now it's deeply appreciated, other than in restaurants where it's super cold. Okay, great. By the way, we finally got to the end of the video. Thank you so much if you watched it to this point. Comment with an ice cube if you saw the video to this point, please. Another thing that I ask you, if you have any recommendation out of whatever type of food, things to do, place to visit, I would love, I'll take everything because I live through suggestions. So everything that people tell me to try, I try to try it because it's just making my experience better. So thanks in advance for watching the video. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and I'll see you next time. But for now, I'm done. So bye.